In a world where bravery and loyalty reigned supreme, a military dog named Max stood out among the rest. Max was a sleek German shepherd, known for his sharp instincts and agile movements. With thick, glossy fur that shone in the sunlight and intelligent brown eyes that could pierce through the darkest situations, he had already proven himself to be an invaluable member of his unit. From a young age, Max had undergone rigorous training designed to prepare him for the challenges of combat. Trained in specialties like tracking enemies, detecting explosives, and finding lost soldiers, he was considered one of the best in his squad. His handlers often marveled at how he could sniff out danger long before humans could see or hear it. The bond between Max and his handlers was palpable. They trusted him with their lives, knowing that he was not just a dog, but a member of their team. Max's journey began at a shelter, where he was rescued by an experienced trainer who saw potential in him. After months of consistent training, filled with obedience drills, agility exercises, and socialization with other dogs and people, Max blossomed into a remarkable military dog. He excelled in all aspects, from searching through thick brush to alerting troops to incoming threats. Every day brought new challenges as he patrolled alongside soldiers in various missions around the globe. Whether it was navigating through dense forests or scouring abandoned buildings for hidden explosives, Max was always on high alert, ready to respond at a moment's notice. His dedication kept countless soldiers safe during perilous operations. However, despite all his training and success in previous missions, something changed when new personnel arrived at the base. It wasn't long before there were whispers about Max's sudden stubbornness, how he began refusing commands from his typical handlers. This unexpected behavior left everyone puzzled. What had happened to such an obedient canine warrior? As days turned into weeks without an answer or change in behavior, frustration began to mount among his team members. They were determined to get through to him, but often felt defeated when their commands fell on deaf ears. The atmosphere around the base became tense as they all longed for the day when Max would once again rise as the loyal soldier they knew him to be. Little did they know that help was on the way. A female veteran with experience working alongside dogs like Max would soon arrive on base, a fresh perspective poised to unlock the mystery surrounding this once exceptional dog's behavior. As the days passed, the atmosphere at the military base grew increasingly tense. Handlers who once confidently issued commands to Max now found themselves met with resistance. The dog, who had always been attentive and obedient, seemed to have lost his spark. He would sit, but only when he wanted to. He would refuse to fetch items or perform tasks he had mastered long ago. Each time a handler called out his name, hope flickered in their hearts, only to fade when he ignored them. The soldiers began to gather around during training sessions, whispering among themselves about what could be wrong with Max. Some speculated that perhaps he was feeling unwell, while others wondered if there had been any traumatic experiences during recent missions that might have unsettled him. Whatever the reason, their concern was palpable. They felt a sense of urgency. Max was not just a dog. He was a key member of their team and a source of comfort in difficult times. One day, during a routine exercise in the field, things came to a head. Handlers attempted to lead Max through a series of commands designed to test his tracking abilities. The team set up an obstacle course, filled with scents and hidden objects that required Max's skills to navigate. As they called out commands like "Find it" and "Come here," it became clear that something was seriously amiss. Instead of acting swiftly as he usually would, Max merely stood still, staring into the distance as if lost in thought. Frustration mounted as each failed attempt added weight to their concerns. Each handler took turns trying to coax him into action, some using toys, others treats. But nothing worked. The disappointment in their eyes was evident. They felt helpless in front of a dog they had known for years. Max's refusal to obey commands created not just frustration, but also confusion about what could be done next. The team gathered for a meeting later that day, brainstorming ideas on how to reach the stubborn canine. Some suggested changing their approach entirely, perhaps giving him more time or allowing him space to roam freely. Others felt they should try harder, believing that consistency would eventually win out. Yet, deep down, everyone knew they were running out of time. The looming uncertainty weighed heavily on them all. Without Max's skills, their operations would be compromised, putting lives at risk. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, news arrived that the female veteran with experience working alongside military dogs was en route to their base. The handlers felt a mix of excitement and anxiety as they prepared for her arrival, trusting she might hold the key to unlocking the mystery behind Max's sudden defiance. The day finally arrived when the female veteran, Sarah, stepped onto the military base. As she walked toward the training field, the sun glinted off her medals, each telling a story of courage and dedication. Sarah had served for over a decade in various roles, from a combat medic to a canine handler. Her experiences in tough terrains and high-stress situations had not only shaped her into a capable soldier, but also deepened her bond with dogs like Max. Having worked with numerous military dogs during her career, Sarah understood their unique behaviors and emotional needs. She knew that these dogs often felt the weight of their responsibilities, mirroring the tension of their human partners. Her own dog, a lovable lab named Buddy, had served alongside her in several deployments, forging an unbreakable bond that helped them navigate through many challenges together. When she lost Buddy to retirement, Sarah felt a profound sense of loss, but also gained insight into how to connect with each dog's personality and quirks. As she approached the team gathered around Max, Sarah noticed their worried expressions and sensed their urgency. They filled her in on Max's recent behavior, his refusal to follow commands, and his days of silence during training sessions. Listening intently, she took mental notes on every detail they shared, understanding how crucial it was for her to bridge the gap between Max and his handlers. Sarah believed that establishing trust was key to unlocking Max's potential once again. She knelt beside him while he lay in the grass, offering a gentle smile so he could sense her calm energy. Here was a military dog who had been through countless missions. He deserved patience and understanding as much as any soldier. Knowing that every dog has its own story, Sarah reached into a bag and pulled out a toy that resembled Buddy's favorite ball. Setting it gently before Max, she encouraged him softly, speaking in low tones that conveyed reassurance rather than commands. She understood that sometimes dogs needed compassion more than any structured command could provide. Gradually, Max looked up at her with curiosity in his eyes, the first sign of recognition since his challenges began. For Sarah, this moment held promise. She was determined to build a connection with him that would inspire confidence and teamwork once more. The journey ahead would be filled with unknowns, but Sarah held on to hope that together they could bring out the best in Max again. Sarah knelt beside Max, taking a moment to observe him closely. Unlike his handlers, who had grown frustrated with his refusal to listen, Sarah's calm demeanor radiated peace and understanding. She recognized that Max was not just a dog in need of correction. He was a creature with emotions and thoughts, possibly troubled by something unseen. Her approach was different. She aimed to connect rather than command. With a gentle smile, she extended her palm towards Max, allowing him to sniff the toy she had brought. It wasn't just any toy. It resembled Buddy's favorite ball, a familiar item that carried memories of playtime and companionship for both Sarah and Max. By offering him this token of friendship, she hoped to spark a bond between them. Dogs are perceptive creatures, and Sarah knew that establishing trust would require more than just words or commands. As she sat quietly, Sarah allowed Max to take his time. She did not rush him or force interaction. Instead, she patiently waited for him to make the first move. This approach was critical. Many dogs sense when they are being pressured and will shut down further. Sarah's keen understanding of canine behavior told her that Max needed space to feel safe before they could build any rapport. "It's okay, Buddy," she whispered softly, her voice comforting like a gentle breeze. "I'm here for you." The sincerity in her tones seemed to break through the wall Max had built around himself. Slowly, he leaned forward, cautiously sniffing the ball before lifting his head to meet her gaze. For the first time in days, he showed curiosity rather than indifference. Recognizing this small victory, Sarah continued to speak in soothing tones, while gradually introducing simple commands like sit and stay. Instead of demanding compliance, she framed these requests as invitations. "Would you like to sit with me?" This subtle shift in language helped transform the interaction from a command to a cooperative game, a partnership rather than an order. Over the next few days, Sarah made it her mission to engage with Max regularly, using consistent routines paired with playful interactions. She would hide treats around the area and encourage him to find them, turning training into fun while strengthening their bond. Each positive experience diminished Max's anxieties step by step. Slowly but surely, Max began responding to Sarah's gentler methods. His confidence grew as he recognized that she was not there to judge him, but instead to support him through each challenge. With every wag of his tail and every playful bark, the spark within Max reignited under Sarah's nurturing guidance, a testament to the power of patience and understanding in rebuilding trust between a soldier and his dog. Days passed as Sarah continued to build her bond with Max, each interaction bringing them closer together. The sunlight filtered through the trees, casting playful shadows on the ground as she engaged him in games and gentle training sessions. The other handlers watched from a distance, their skepticism slowly turning to curiosity as they observed the positive changes in Max's behavior. Then came the moment that would change everything. It was a warm afternoon, and the training area buzzed with activity as soldiers practiced various drills. Sarah decided it was time to take a significant step forward in Max's recovery. She gathered a few nearby members of the team to witness what she hoped would be a pivotal breakthrough. As Sarah positioned herself a short distance away from Max, she called him over with an inviting gesture. The others held their breath, eager to see if he would respond. Max hesitated for just a moment. His ears perked up, but uncertainty lingered in his eyes. Searching for the right way to connect with him, Sarah focused on their bond built over the past few days and took a deep breath. "Max," she said softly but firmly, aiming to reach deep into his spirit. The word hung in the air like magic. It wasn't just a name. It was an invitation full of trust and understanding. Suddenly, all eyes were on Max, who seemed to snap out of his trance, recognizing her voice as something familiar and safe. As if her single word had struck a chord within him, Max's posture changed completely. His tail wagged slightly at first, then picked up speed as he moved towards Sarah with renewed energy and purpose. The other handlers exchanged looks of surprise and excitement. They could hardly believe their eyes. It was as though something clicked inside Max's mind. The very name that represented his partner now resonated with feelings of loyalty and love. With that one word, Max, Sarah had captured not only the attention of the dog, but also the hearts of everyone watching. The atmosphere shifted from doubt and frustration to hope and encouragement. Max approached her quickly now, filled with determination as he sat at her feet, tail wagging furiously. The transformation was staggering. It was clear that Sarah's understanding of dogs had made all the difference. She knelt down beside him, filling that moment with praise and affection as she gently affirmed his success. "That's my boy." Her words resonated through the crowd, igniting smiles and cheers among his handlers, who felt renewed faith in their canine partner. In that instant, trust blossomed between them anew, marking not just a significant breakthrough for Max, but also a testament to how one word infused with love could unlock a world of possibilities for both dog and handler alike. As soon as Sarah spoke Max's name, the change in the dog was almost instantaneous. His ears perked up, and for the first time in weeks, his eyes glimmered with recognition and eagerness. It was as if a switch had been flipped inside him. The cloud of stubbornness that had hung over his spirit began to lift. Max's tail, which had been still, began to wag softly at first, growing more vigorous with each passing second. The handlers watched in awe as Max moved towards Sarah with renewed energy and purpose. Gone was the hesitant, compliant dog they had seen just moments before. In its place stood a proud German shepherd, confident and ready to engage. Max stopped in front of Sarah, staring up at her with an expression that seemed to say, "I'm ready. Let's do this." With a gentle smile, Sarah knelt beside him, her eyes filled with warmth and encouragement. "Good boy, Max," she praised, and those words only fueled his enthusiasm. He sat at her feet, tail wagging even harder now, as if to show how happy he was to reconnect. The entire atmosphere around the training field shifted. Optimism replaced doubt, as both the soldiers and Sarah realized they had turned a crucial corner. Sarah decided to test his newfound willingness by softly asking him to sit again. This time, Max complied immediately, lowering himself onto his haunches without hesitation. Cheers erupted from the onlookers who had gathered to witness this remarkable transformation. His handlers exchanged glances of disbelief, mixed with joy. They could hardly believe the change they were seeing. Encouraged by his response, Sarah moved on to introduce other commands he had previously refused. "Max, let's try stay," she said calmly. Without a moment's pause, Max maintained his position, eyes locked on Sarah with a focus that suggested he wanted to please her. The gentle way she encouraged him seemed to forge an unbreakable bond between them. His trust was growing stronger with each passing moment. Next, she took a few steps back while saying, "Come," in the same inviting tone she had used before. The effect was magical. Max raced toward her like a flash of lightning, bounding forward with enthusiasm and excitement. He reached her side quickly and leaned into her leg, solidifying this new connection they had formed. "Great job," Sarah praised, showering Max with affection and rewards. Each successful command built upon his confidence and eagerness to follow her lead. It was clear that the bond between them had blossomed in a way that allowed for mutual respect and trust. As the training continued, it became evident that Sarah's single word had sparked a dramatic change within Max. The dog, who once refused commands, now approached each task with eagerness and joy, ready to embrace every moment spent with his new handler. The power of patience and understanding had truly transformed him into the devoted companion he was always meant to be. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between Sarah and Max continued to deepen, transforming into something truly special. Each interaction was filled with a new sense of understanding and respect that had blossomed between them. Sarah's patience and gentle approach had unlocked not just Max's willingness to obey commands, but also his heart. During training sessions, it became clear that their connection transcended mere obedience. There was a mutual recognition of each other's strengths. Sarah saw in Max not just a military dog, but a partner with feelings, instincts, and an undeniable spirit. In return, Max began to recognize Sarah as not just another handler, but as someone who genuinely cared for him. He would look to her for guidance with bright eyes brimming with trust, ready to take on any challenge that lay ahead. One afternoon, after a particularly successful training session, Sarah decided to take a break. She sat on the grass under the shade of a large tree, inviting Max to join her. He trotted over eagerly and settled down beside her, resting his head gently on her lap. This simple act spoke volumes about the comfort and security he felt in her presence. As she stroked his fur, Sarah felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude wash over her. It wasn't just about training, it was about healing for both of them. She reflected on how their journeys had paralleled each other. Both had faced their share of challenges and struggles in the military. Just like Max had fought through his uncertainties, she too had learned to navigate the complexities of life after service. In moments like these, Sarah often found herself talking to Max about anything and everything. Their shared experiences in the military, the adventures they would embark upon together, and even her hopes for the future. She spoke softly, as if he could understand every word, knowing that this communication further solidified their bond. The gentle rhythm of her voice seemed to soothe him even more. Max responded with enthusiastic tail wags and playful nudges, reinforcing their connection through affection. It was clear he understood that she was there for him in more ways than one. The trust they had built allowed them both to reflect on their pasts while looking forward together, ready to tackle whatever challenges awaited them. Other soldiers began to notice this extraordinary connection as well. They observed how Max seemed more relaxed around Sarah, and how he was always eager to demonstrate what he had learned during training sessions. The once stubborn dog now brimmed with confidence and enthusiasm whenever she was nearby. Their relationship evolved into a beautiful partnership defined by mutual respect. Max respected Sarah as his handler who understood him deeply, while Sarah respected Max as an equal partner bearing his own struggles and triumphs. Together, they were not just soldier and dog. They were allies navigating life's complexities side by side, a testament to the transformative power of empathy and understanding in rebuilding trust. As Sarah and Max continued to strengthen their bond, their experiences highlighted the vital importance of teamwork and communication, not only within the military, but also in everyday life. The transformation that unfolded between them served as a powerful reminder that effective collaboration often requires patience, empathy, and understanding. In the military, where stakes are high and lives depend on each individual's abilities, the connection between team members can make all the difference. Just as Sarah learned to communicate effectively with Max by adjusting her approach to meet his needs, so too must soldiers learn to adapt and connect with one another on a personal level. Whether it's conveying critical information during a mission or simply offering encouragement during difficult tasks, establishing trust among teammates fosters a sense of unity essential for success. Moreover, Sarah's experience illustrated that communication transcends words. It encompasses body language, tone, and emotional resonance. The way she reached out to Max, with gentle gestures and soothing tones, demonstrated how effective communication could bridge not just the gap between humans and animals, but also among individuals in high-pressure environments. This principle applies beyond the military context. It extends into our daily interactions with friends, family, and co-workers. After witnessing Sarah's success with Max, other handlers began to appreciate the significance of creating connections. They realized that fostering relationships based on mutual respect could lead to improved performance, both for themselves and for their canine partners. They looked at Max differently. He was no longer just a military asset, but a valued teammate deserving of understanding and care. The bond formed between Sarah and Max went beyond simple obedience training. It became a partnership grounded in shared experiences and emotional support. They relied on one another, learning how to respond in challenging situations through cooperation rather than mere commands. This lesson echoed throughout the training field. When individuals work together with an open heart and open mind, they can achieve remarkable outcomes. As they navigated their challenges together, both Sarah and Max grew stronger, not just as handler and dog, but as collaborators equipped to handle whatever lies ahead. Their journey emphasized that true teamwork relies heavily on connection. Understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses lays the foundation for resilience. In conclusion, Sarah's relationship with Max serves as an inspiring example that can resonate beyond military life into everyday scenarios. The ability to communicate meaningfully encourages collaboration whenever people face obstacles together. By embracing empathy, patience, and mutual respect, qualities exemplified by Sarah, they can inspire greatness in themselves and others, whether in uniform or not. The unfolding partnership offers hope that anyone can foster connections that lead to triumph in any aspect of life. The journey shared between Sarah and Max profoundly impacted everyone involved: the veteran, the military team, and, of course, Max himself. For Sarah, this experience rekindled her purpose and passion for helping others, both animals and humans. Her patience and compassionate approach reinforced the belief that healing often requires understanding and empathy. Reconnecting with Max not only allowed her to rediscover the bond she once shared with her own dog, but also reminded her that every being has its own struggles worth acknowledging. Max's transformation was nothing short of remarkable. The stubborn dog who once resisted commands became a beacon of confidence and eagerness under Sarah's gentle guidance. Through their interactions, Max learned to trust again and embrace his role as a military partner fully. He rediscovered his instincts and renewed his commitment to serving alongside his fellow soldiers. With each successful command he executed, it became evident that his spirit had been reignited, not just as a military dog, but as a vital member of the team who deserved recognition and respect. The impact on the military team was equally significant. Witnessing Sarah's success with Max shifted their perspectives on how to approach training for military dogs. They began to understand the importance of developing deep connections with their canine partners through patience and empathy. Rather than merely seeking compliance through commands, they embraced the idea that building relationships based on trust could enhance performance and foster loyalty in their four-legged companions. This entire experience underlined key themes relevant beyond the confines of military life: the significance of compassion, understanding, and teamwork in achieving goals. Sarah's journey with Max served as a powerful reminder that meaningful connections can lead to extraordinary outcomes when individuals work together harmoniously. The advocates for trust established an environment where each soldier felt encouraged to communicate effectively with one another while building empathy within their ranks. As Sarah prepared to leave the base, she reflected on the incredible journey they had shared, a tangible testament to what can be achieved when connection takes precedence over commands. She knew her time with Max was more than just training. It was a profound moment in which both had experienced growth in self-awareness, trust, and resilience. In conclusion, Sarah's relationship with Max offered hope for those facing challenges within the military or any other facet of life. The transformation they underwent highlighted that true success is rooted not solely in skills or commands, but in meaningful bonds forged through experience, patience, and genuine understanding. The story serves as an inspiration for anyone navigating difficulties, reminding them that compassion can create pathways toward rebuilding confidence and achieving remarkable goals together.